In this video, I'm going to tell you about the battle that this homeowner had to go through to get his insurance claim approved by his insurance company. All right, so the reason that we're even making this video is because recently on our YouTube community page, a large percentage of homeowners told us that the biggest problem that they have with their insurance claims is that their insurance companies aren't paying enough money for them to actually get the repairs done. But this homeowner had to fight to get any money at all from the insurance company because the insurance adjuster denied the claim. Now, let me walk you through their story. So this homeowner had originally called because there was a leak in one of the valleys on the back side of the house on the upper story. But then having come out and taken a look at the roof, we found that there was hail damage, which wasn't a surprise because this whole neighborhood, this whole side of town, got hit with 5 major hailstorms just this summer alone. So there was actually kind of a challenge on this roof because number one, the shingle is older. Number two, it's a black shingle. And so those two factors combined to make hail damage a little bit challenging to find on this roof, even though there was plenty of demonstrable hail damage. So I sat down with the homeowner at their table and just kind of walked them through the process of kind of what to expect. That I was confident that their insurance company, knowing who their insurance company is, that their insurance company would accept this roof as a claim for a total loss and that they would replace the roof. And the homeowner had a lot of really good questions. And she asked, okay, well, what if they deny the claim? What if they don't agree? Okay, that's a really smart question. And so we walked through that. I said, okay, all we do then at that point is we call the insurance company and we ask for a second adjuster to come out and re-inspect the roof. And so then the next question came up. Well, what if the second adjuster doesn't agree that there's damage? And so we walked through what we would have to do with that. But I was still really confident that this roof would get accepted as a total loss. Well, what happened? Let me tell you. Well, so the adjuster came out and got on the roof for about 10 minutes and then got down off the roof and told the homeowner that there was no damage and he was denying the claim.
What?
All right, so then the homeowner contacted me and told me about that and asked, okay, what's the next step? So the next step obviously was to call and ask for a second inspection. So when the second inspection got arranged, that adjuster communicated with the homeowner when he was going to be here. The homeowner got in touch with me, told me when that was, and I agreed to meet the second adjuster out here at the property. Okay, now one thing to keep in mind is that this particular insurance company uses subcontractor adjusters to do their adjusting work. And so it's not actually an employee of the insurance company coming out and doing the inspection of the roof. So the second adjuster came out and he and I both got up on the roof and started looking at the roof for hail damage. And lo and behold, we started finding hail damage and finding enough to warrant a total loss insurance claim for this roof. So the question then becomes, well, why is it that the first adjuster didn't find the damage, but the second adjuster did? Was it because I was able to convince the second adjuster that there was hail damage? Was I able to charm the adjuster or manipulate the second adjuster into believing that there's hail damage on the roof when there really isn't? Well, that's not the case at all. And let me explain to you what it is that actually happened. And this is how the second adjuster explained it to me. So the neighborhood that this house is in was not getting a lot of claims coming from this neighborhood. Now, there's probably a few factors that control why this particular neighborhood wasn't generating a lot of claims, but for whatever reason, this neighborhood just wasn't generating a lot of claims for this particular insurance company. Now, I want you to remember one detail. The first adjuster was on the roof for 10 minutes. Well, when I came out and did my initial inspection, I was on the roof for about 35 to 40 minutes, making sure that there was hail damage, because we want to make sure that we're telling a homeowner to file a claim when there really is a claim to be filed. But the first adjuster was only on the roof for 10 minutes. All right, that's it. Remember, I told you that was an important detail. So the second adjuster actually brought that up because the homeowner had mentioned it to the second adjuster. So the second adjuster brought up the fact that the first adjuster was only on the roof for 10 minutes. So he suggested that the first adjuster, driving up in this neighborhood, knowing that there were not a lot of claims being generated from this neighborhood, had made up his mind before he even got up on the roof that there wasn't going to be damage on this house. So when he got up on the roof, he didn't spend any time looking and actually inspecting the shingles for substantial damage. Okay, but remember I told you that the shingle is older and the shingles were black. It's a challenge to find hail damage. If it's not just super big, it can be a challenge to find hail damage on a shingle like that. So that adjuster got up and he had a presupposition in his mind that there wasn't going to be damage, and so he didn't find any damage. But why would it be that the insurance adjuster would only want to spend 10 minutes on the roof, not find damage, and then move on to another inspection? And this is where it gets interesting, because this is information that the second adjuster gave to me. Remember, these two adjusters work for the same company, which is a subcontractor adjusting company, not the actual insurance company. So the second adjuster told me that the reason that he probably wanted to just get in and get out from this job was because when they get called out for an inspection, they get paid about $250 per inspection. Now, if they find damage, then they start accruing a commission based on the claim amount. So they can actually earn more money if they find damage. However, the more inspections that they do during a day, the more money they can potentially make. Well, their goal is to do 10 inspections a day. So if you're on a roof for 10 or 15 minutes and you're going to get paid $250 for that, and you can do that 10 times a day or even 12 times a day, you're going to make a significant amount of money every day. Whereas if you have to spend maybe an hour on the roof, and maybe you're going to make $400 or $500 for that, and then you also have to spend 30 minutes or 40 minutes or another hour writing up your report for an approved claim for that, your earnings amount potential can go way down. Now remember, this isn't stuff that I'm just making up. This is stuff that the second insurance adjuster, who works for the same company as the first adjuster, told me how their process works and kind of what can be their incentive. But the important part of this story is the fact that the second adjuster agreed with him up on the roof that this roof did have damage and it should be approved as a total loss. So this homeowner then got an approved claim and is getting a brand new roof out of it, as they should have. All right, so homeowners, what this means is that if you file a claim and the adjuster denies your claim, but either you or your roofing contractor actually believe that there is demonstrable hail damage on your roof, it's not the end of the process for you. So if you need more information about the whole insurance claim process, and especially what to do if your claim gets denied or if you're having troubles getting the claim to be what you need it to be, click on this video right up here. And if you want information about the whole insurance process works, kind of from start to finish, then click on this playlist right down here.